Hi everyone, I'm Hamza. I'm a co-founder here at Quash, and today I'm going to give you a brief demo of the Quash Automate product. So I am at app.quashbugs.com. I have my credentials that I've put in here. I'm going to sign in to the platform. Here I land on the projects page, and the first step that you would need to do once you've set up your workspace is to create a project. You need to give it a name, and I'm going to call it Taskflow Demo. Taskflow is the application that I'll be using for this particular demo. So the next step here is to link a repository. I already have a GitHub integration set up to check that. If you want to set it up first, you can go to settings and integrations. And here, as you can see, I have GitHub connected. I can configure it from here if I want to. I also have a LambdaTest and BrowserStack, two device farms integrated to my Quash workspace. I'm going to come to that in a while. So let's go back to Taskflow demo and let's link a repository. I can see all of the repositories that I have access to through the GitHub integration listed here. I'll select the Taskflow repository. And yeah, as soon as I link the repository to this particular project, the first step that Quash does is to check if the repository is compatible with Quash. Because right now, Quash only works with mobile application repositories. So this is just a check to ensure that the repository is compatible with Quash's testing capabilities. I can see that it has been marked as compatible. The next step now is to scan the repository to build some context that the AI needs in order to conduct testing. So the first step here is to select the master branch and the development branch for this particular repository. I can see all of the branches that the repository has listed here. I'm going to select main for the master branch and change flows for the development branch. These are the two branches that will be scanned by the AI agent to build context of the application and understand the various workflows of the application. Let's click on save, and yeah, I can see that scanning has started. Because this is a fairly small repository, it kind of takes lesser amount of time for it to be scanned. If your repository is large enough, it should ideally takes somewhere between a couple of minutes to, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes at max. So the scanning is complete. The next step is to configure the tests. I'll click on configure. I can see that the branches that I had selected are reflected here. I can set Slack or pull request as the trigger. So I can have a test triggered every time a pull request is raised on GitHub. Or alternatively, I can use Slack commands to trigger tests whenever I want to. So I'm going to leave it at pull request. Test execution, I'm going to select review and proceed. Application build upload manually. Here I can see that I am able to see all of the device farms that I have integrated. Let me go with Lambda test for now. This list is essentially populated by all of the devices that I have available in my Lambda test subscription. I'm going to select Pixel 7, Galaxy S23, and OnePlus 9. These are all the devices where the test will be executed later on. And if I want to additionally put in any key value pairs, like define a specific username, password, location, any input field that I want a specific value to be put in while the tests are being generated, I can define that here. For now, I will leave that be. And in case I do not specify this, the AI will essentially pick up some default values and still go ahead with the testing. Let me save this. Okay, it's saved. Let's go back. Yeah, I can see that all of the configurations are done and I can start testing now. So because we have a pull request as the set automatic trigger, every time I raise a PR against any of the selected two branches in GitHub, that will automatically trigger a test for that particular branch here. But alternatively, I can also click on the new test button to trigger a test manually from front end. So here, let me select Hamza's branch as the branch that I want to test. I have made some changes in it just for the purpose of testing. And for reference branch, I'll select the main branch. So this essentially means that Hamza's branch will be compared to the main branch to identify all of the impacted areas of the application, and accordingly the AI will go ahead and write test cases and test scripts for it. Let's run this test. I can see the test has appeared here. Let's open this. Hmm. So, yeah, I can see that the AI is identifying the flows of the application that are impacted by all of the code changes that I have done in Hamza's branch as compared to the main branch. This should ideally take anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute. Hmm. As we can see, the flows that are impacted by the code changes that I've done have been identified by the AI. It has listed down all of the features that are affected by this particular change, and it has given me a summary of the scope of testing that needs to be conducted. And as a next step, the AI has started generating test cases to cover all of these flows and to ensure that nothing is broken. I can see the progress of test case generation being reflected here. It's 81% done. And depending upon how big the scope of testing is, this should again ideally take anywhere between 30 seconds to at max around 2 minutes if there are a lot of changes in the code. As I can see now, five test cases have been generated and one test script has been generated. If I were to click on the view test cases button, I will be able to see all of the five test cases that the AI has generated. And if I were to click on one of these, I can see the individual steps that the AI will follow in order to go through each of these test cases. Let me go back. And yeah, if I were to click on view edit test scripts, I will be able to see the test script that is generated here. This is an Appium script that has been generated, and it's compatible with LambdaTest because that's the device farm that we had selected in the configurations. If I feel like the AI has kind of missed out a flow, and if I want to add something to it, edit anything, I can just click on the edit button here, and that will allow me to edit the script. I can click on save again, and that will save it. Let's go back to the test page. The next step here is for me to upload the build that I want to execute the test on. Let me click on that and select a particular build. It's uploading. I can see that the build has been uploaded, and so we have the script ready, we have the build ready. We can go ahead and run the test execution. Execution, as we had configured earlier, will be conducted through Lambda test, and we had selected three devices. So Quash will run via Lambda test this script on all of those devices that we had selected. So, as we can see, because we have one script that has been generated and we had selected three devices in the configurations, the same script has been executed on all of the three devices. And each of these execution instances have a view test button alongside them that will take us directly to the Lambda test page where we can see the execution happening in real time, and also look at individual steps, have they passed or failed, and so on. Yeah, we can see that the execution it has been completed. All of the three tests have failed because there are probably some bugs and errors in the changes that I made in the branch. I did that intentionally. And yeah, in a nutshell, that is the workflow of automated testing through Quash. We start with selecting a particular branch that we want to test, and the AI identifies the scope of the test with regards to the workflows within the application. And for that particular scope, the AI defines test cases, and for each of these test cases, it covers it in the form of an Appium script, and this script is then executed through a device farm integration on either LambdaTest or BrowserStack on all of the devices that we configure for this particular project. So yeah, that's all. I hope you give it a try and do let us know what you think about the product. Thank you. Bye bye.